Hello and welcome. This is Barry Page with a Legacy Insurance Agency. Here with the third video in our three-part video series, The Infinite Banking Concept. How to become your own banker, explained and simplified. Video 3, Why Practice Infinite Banking. This training is based on the best-selling book from R. Nelson Nash, Becoming Your Own Banker. Here I am, picture with Nelson at the Infinite Banking Concept think tank in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm a registered financial consultant, licensed insurance agent, and an Infinite Banking Concepts authorized practitioner. But enough about me. Let's talk about you and why you might want to practice infinite banking. First of all, it just makes sense. Seriously, think about it. If you owned a grocery store, where would you shop for groceries? At your store or somewhere else? You have a family. You have children, maybe grandchildren. You love your family and you want financial freedom. You may have a business or you've thought about starting a business. And most people know that businesses need capital and cash flow to survive. You're probably fed up with the big banks if you know anything about the Federal Reserve, and you're sick and tired of paying interest and fees. You want to protect and grow your wealth, and you're concerned about your money. Do you find it ironic that the big banks needed bailout money from us as taxpayers not so long ago? Yet they want us to invest with them now. And they still gamble with our money through derivatives and other risky investments. Many say that we're on the brink of another financial disaster. So here's the million-dollar question. If what you thought to be true about money turned out not to be true, when would you want to know? Yesterday, right? So here's the truth. We're on a highway, and we can keep traveling down this road to serfdom, or we can take the exit, the truth exit. You see, most of the things we've learned about banking and finance are taking us down a road to serfdom. And once you learn the truth, you can take the appropriate measures to protect yourself and your loved ones from financial tyranny. So here's standard advice. Save money, get out of debt, invest for the long term, and diversify. You ever heard that before? Well, investors who followed this advice have lost tens of trillions of dollars in the stock markets just over the last several years. Many investors have lost their retirement savings and have had to return to work. Maybe you've lost money too. So, if that standard advice works so well, why do so many people struggle when we live in the most free and prosperous country in the world? And yet, people are still following this advice, despite the warnings. Ron Paul said the seeds have been sown and the collapse is on the way. Peter Schiff said, I think we're heading for a worse economic crisis. Tom Woods said, when the crisis comes, it will come dramatically. All of these people believe in the Austrian economics theory of money. A little different than what we're practicing today with Keynesian economics. Even the Fed chief herself, Janet Yellen, is sending warnings. The Fed views valuations in some parts of the market as being substantially stretched, she said. Now, most people think when they buy a mutual fund through their 401k or IRA that they're diversified. Here's what Warren Buffett said. He said, diversification is required when investors do not understand what they're doing. So again, most people just turn their money over to the financial institutions and let them invest it with little knowledge of what's really going on. True diversification means owning multiple asset classes, not just paper assets. And this may include stocks, real estate, life insurance, permanent whole life insurance, gold, silver, businesses. There's many ways to invest. And we certainly recommend that you own multiple asset classes. Yet most people have all their money in one basket. in stocks and mutual funds. Robert Kiyosaki wrote the best-selling book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He said to control a car, the key is driver's education. With assets, the key is financial education. So that's really the problem. There's a lot of misinformation out there and a total lack of education. So what does that have to do with banking and finance? Well, the very first principle that must be understood is that you finance everything that you buy. You either pay interest to someone else or you give up interest that you could have earned otherwise. That's a quote from Nelson Nash. And here's the problem. The problem is that all those items are financed by other banking institutions. That means the interest portion of every dollar spent is perpetual. You see, the volume of interest is the real issue. It's not the annual percentage rates. So what's the solution? We have to start thinking like bankers. Infinite banking is the solution. Nelson said, banking is the most important business in the world. Think about that for a minute. So banking is a business. If you ever dreamed of starting your own business, could you think of any business that would be better than having your own private family bank? A place that you could own and control, have access, liquidity to your capital. So banking is a process. It's not a physical bank with overhead costs and headaches and labor and materials and a physical location. That's not what we're talking about. Banking is not a product. Banking is a process. And when you own an IBC designed, dividend paying, participating whole life insurance policy from a mutual insurance company, you own and control the mechanism for banking. So why life insurance? Well, life insurance is the cornerstone of your financial plan. It is the only financial product that can stand on its own. And all other financial plans fall apart when they don't have life insurance as the cornerstone. Let me give you an example. Here's the dirty little secret. The big banks, the very banks that tell you that life insurance is a bad investment, they own more life insurance than anyone. It's called BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. That's what BOLI stands for. And these numbers are old. This is just a partial list, and it was compiled from the book, The Pirates of Manhattan by Barry Dyke. I highly recommend you read that book, The Pirates of Manhattan. In his book, he lists the major banks and their assets that are in BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. So again, these numbers are old, and you can see Wachovia obviously is now Wells Fargo. But this is what they owned back then. This was before the meltdown, okay? $13 billion of life insurance. Wachovia, over $12 billion. JP Morgan, over $7 billion. Citibank, Regions Bank, Bancorp South. I took these because we live in the South, and these banks are in the South right here at the bottom. So virtually all banks own life insurance. But of course, they would never tell you that's the dirty little secret. It's even recommended by the FDIC. And yes, the I in FDIC stands for insurance. So the FDIC recommends that all banks own life insurance. So again, infinite banking is the solution, because what it does is it has your money work harder for you. You can get multiple uses of your money. The first thing, obviously, life insurance protects your family and your business. But when you have a properly structured IBC designed policy, you can finance all of your purchases through your policy. And in turn, you will grow your wealth. The policies are guaranteed to get better every year. And when you're gone, you can leave a legacy. A legacy of stewardship, financial stewardship that you taught your children and grandchildren that will give your great-grandchildren something to remember you by. So, to start your bank, this is what you should do. First thing you want to do is watch all of the videos again. And if you have not read the book, Becoming Your Own Banker, do so. You can get it from my website. Do what you've always dreamt of doing and start today. Starting your bank is real simple. 1, 2, 3. The first thing you need to do is just take action. Schedule your meeting. Call me or contact an IBC practitioner. Capitalize your financial system, i.e. your bank, and practice the infinite banking concept. Dennis Waitley, one of my favorite authors, said time and health are two precious assets that we don't recognize and appreciate until they have been depleted. I can't tell you how many people I talk to on a daily basis that their health outran them. They put things off, and now they're in their 50s and 60s and 70s, and they're sick. So, time and health are two precious assets that we don't recognize and appreciate until they've been depleted. So take action, begin doing. You can request a personal review with me. Go to my website, legacyinsuranceagency.com/IBC, and you can get started. Nelson said the best time to plant an oak tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So take action, begin doing. Request a personal review with me at legacyinsuranceagency.com/IBC. And I want to thank you for your time. Please watch some more of our videos. Share them with your friends and your family. They need to hear this information too. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Legacy Money. And be sure to like and follow us on social media. You'll find us on Pinterest, YouTube, Google+, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. I wish you the best. Let's talk soon.